The Tuesday, October the 9th meeting of the School Board of Charlotte County is hereby called to order. Here in Charlotte County, we will achieve our vision of student success through our mission. We will provide an innovative educational environment that allows and inspires success for everyone. We will, I don't have pledge on my thing here. We will, I'm going to ask the procurement department to come up and lead us in the pledge to our flag today because of the honor that we're going to be recognizing you all for in just a minute. So could you lead Mr. Herline, your team up here? And if you could join us and please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Appreciate you guys coming up on such short notice. Okay, Mr. Superintendent, do we have any additions to tonight's agenda?
Yes, we do. We have one addition. Addendum number 1 is item G3 on the agenda, adoption of the Florida School Boards Association resolution on Amendment 8.
So moved.
Mrs. Dow, I want to be reminded, do you need me to repeat okay. It's been moved and seconded that we approve the addition of item G3, the adoption of the Florida School Board Association resolution on Amendment 8. Is there any board discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of that amendment or that addition to the agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Oh, do you want us to vote here? All right, so we need to vote on the, there we go. Bear with us as we transition to our new voting process here, if you don't mind.
It should just pop up.
Oh,
Are you on the item?
And
okay, thank you.
it should come up in just 1 second. Has everyone voted?
No,
Almost.
Ian, did you? Oh, Eileen's way.
I'm not, it's not,
It didn't come up?
no. Wait a minute, no, it didn't. Okay, no.
For those of you who weren't here at our last board meeting, we're transitioning to a new electronic agenda, as you can see, so that you all can follow along with us. And it'll show the votes as we go. And it also helps to generate the minutes, so it's a staff time saver in the end. But this is our second transition week, so if you'll just be patient with us. Do we need to refresh her?
Well,
Where
she
we,
was viewing the meeting.
Okay.
Joining this, you need to log back into.
Okay.
Board Docs, whatever you're doing, then you'll join the meeting instead of you.
Okay.
Let you go.
should I just say aye?
You can just say aye, but we'll need to add it in later.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you close out the votes based on that?
Request message.
We're learning.
You don't have to sit in great anticipation. The motion did pass. There we go. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is reports. Mr. Superintendent, we have several reports tonight.
We do. We have 5 reports tonight, and I'm going to ask that the board join me down front for the first 4.
I'll have to get it after. I will be there. I'm voting. No, I'm. Okay. Hopefully that's it.
As the girls said earlier, it's like moving a warmer. Good evening, Superintendent Dr. Whitaker, Chairman Messina, school board members, and our audience. The theme for October, this is your cue to get up. Thank you. The theme for October 15th through the 19th, 2012, National School Lunch Week is School Lunch, What's Cooking? The school lunch program was created by President Truman and Congress in 1946. The president saw this program as a measure of national security. He did so after reading a study that revealed many young men had been rejected from the World War II draft due to medical conditions caused by childhood malnutrition. National School Lunch Week was established by President Kennedy, and that was to highlight the important role of nourishing our nation's children with a healthy school lunch. Champs Cafe serves nearly 12,000 school lunches and more than 4,000 school breakfasts each day. In one school year, 5.2 billion school lunches are served in 99,000 schools across the country. For National School Lunch Week, the customers of Champs Cafe will be celebrating the positive changes that have been made in our school lunch program, from offering more fresh fruits and vegetables to increasing whole grain products. So what is cooking down at Champs Cafe? USDA, the United States Department of Agriculture, updated the meal pattern that defines what we serve each age group for lunch every day. These USDA changes are based on nutrition research studies by the Institute of Medicine and the Dietary Guidelines for Americans. Dressed for success every day, but especially for you for our presentation, we have several staff members with us tonight. I will introduce each of them, and they will help me illustrate what's cooking at Champs Cafe. First, we have Annette Joyce. Annette is our manager at Kingsway Elementary Champs Cafe. Annette is our president-elect of School Nutrition Association of Charlotte County, and she won the 2011 Florida's Smart Start Award for her September 2010 elementary breakfast promotion. Annette represents protein this evening. Each school lunch offers proteins such as chicken, beef, cheese, and/or beans. Next, we have Sheila Hayes. Sheila is our assistant manager at Port Charles High School's Pirate Champs Cafe. Sheila serves as our case representative from Food and Nutrition Services. Sheila is our current president of our association, and she has lots of ideas to increase our fundraising dollars so we can increase our scholarship awards to graduating seniors who are pursuing a career in culinary arts, the hospitality industry, or even dietetics. And Sheila represents grains. Each school meal offers breads or grains such as our homemade yeast-raised whole wheat rolls, brown rice, whole grain pasta, tortillas, taco shells, and our no-salt nacho chips. More than half our bread and grain offerings must be whole grain rich to meet the USDA requirements. Next, we welcome Vicki Tuttle. Vicki is our manager from Vineland Elementary Champs Cafe. Vicki was president of our association just a few years ago, earning her president's medallion, and you may recognize her as our CCPS School-Related Employee of the Year. Vicki represents fruit this evening. Our customers are offered a variety of types of fruits and a variety of kinds of fruit. As various types of fruit, Champs Cafe offers fresh, frozen, canned, and even dried fruits. As various kinds of fruit, Champs Cafe offers a wide variety, anything from peaches, pineapple, mixed fruit, pears, mandarin oranges, to apples, nectarines, tangelos, oranges, grapes, tangerines, and plums. Each elementary and middle school customer may have one half cup of their choice of type or kind of fruit, while high school customers may have two 1/2 cup servings of their choice. As the fourth meal component of a USDA school lunch, let me introduce Joyce Welsh to you to represent vegetables. Joyce is our certified Food and Nutrition Services specialist. Joyce is the ultimate menu planner. She balances food cost, labor requirements, equipment, color, flavor, shape, texture, temperature, special diet needs, and customer preferences, while following the USDA requirements for all age levels, pre-K, elementary, middle, and high school. Because vegetables are so vitamin and mineral nutrient dense, Champs Cafe has been offering every student and adult customer 2 vegetables, and sometimes 3 vegetables, as part of their daily school lunch for the past 7 years. Now, starting this school year, this is a USDA requirement. In addition to preparing and offering fresh, frozen, and canned vegetables in various ways, we have raw, steamed, roasted, sautéed, or baked, USDA has asked us to plan menus such that we offer vegetables throughout the week from 5 different subgroups. And those subgroups are red, orange, dark green, beans and peas, also known as legumes, starchy, and an other vegetables category. This is the first school year that a student must select either a fruit or vegetable for a meal to be counted as a USDA reimbursable meal at the cash register. The red-orange vegetable subgroup includes tomatoes, sweet potatoes, and carrots. Dark green vegetables include spinach, romaine lettuce, and of course, broccoli. Beans, split peas or black-eyed peas or legumes, so this subgroup includes garbanzo beans, kidney beans, and black beans. Starchy vegetables include corn, green peas, and white potatoes, and the other subgroup includes beets, cabbage, cauliflower, celery, cucumbers, green beans, and zucchini. Next, we have Jane Rigatti. Jane is our manager from Liberty Elementary School Champs Cafe. Jane's program was selected for our nutrition audit last January. Lucky Jane. And we are very proud of the results and the many compliments we received from the SMI auditing team on her program's nutritional integrity. Jane represents our fifth and final school lunch meal component, milk. We must offer a variety of fat content and or flavors of milk with our meals. Champs Cafe has been offering low-fat white milk, non-fat white milk, and non-fat chocolate milk for some time now. Many of our customers select chocolate milk at lunch, but only white milk is offered at breakfast time at all 20 schools. Let's take a look at our lunch meal prices. Nam Johnson is our cook at Liberty Elementary's Champs Cafe. Nam is a longtime member of the association. She served as president a few years ago, and she was a student of mine at the Culinary Arts program the very first year the Technical Center opened in 1980. And yes, we were both 10 years old at the time. Nam is showing the elementary lunch price for this school year, $2.10, and that's for the 5 meal components we've introduced to you. If an elementary student customer selects all the foods offered, they must select a minimum of 3. The student customer will have 6 or more foods on their tray since we have 2 vegetables offered. Pat LaBella is our manager from Murdoch Middle School's Champs Cafe. Pat was our association president last year, earned her President's Medallion, and earned the 2012 Florida Smart Start Award for her September 2011 middle school breakfast promotion. Her program was selected for both the nutrition and operations audits last January and last March, and there was a long list of positive comments on both audit results. Pat is showing the middle school lunch price for this school year, $2.30 for the 5 meal components we've introduced to you. The middle school age student would have a full meal of 6 food items, but their portions would be slightly larger in the protein and grains components over an elementary student lunch. Penny Moyer is our credentialed purchasing specialist down at Champs Cafe headquarters in Punta Gorda Center. I am not sure that Penny thought she'd be using her FGCU master's degree to develop expertise in purchasing all the products in our kitchens that we need to serve healthy meals, but she does it with great expertise. Penny is showing the high school lunch price for this school year, $2.50 for the 5 USDA meal components. This age student would have 7 foods on their tray if they selected all the portions. And the portions would be slightly larger in protein and grains, as well as the high school student may have 2 1/2 cups of fruit in addition to the 2 1/2 cups of vegetable. Don Buck is our credentialed operations manager for the Food and Nutrition Services Department. Don looks after equipment, facilities, and many other fun aspects of our program, such as dumpsters, pest control, chemicals, health department inspections, kitchen audits, and many other operations. Don is showing the adult lunch price of $3 for this school year for the 5 USDA components. Our adult customers receive the same portions as our high school students. As per USDA regulation, the adult price is 50 cents higher than a high school student, since USDA provides no price supports for reimbursement for our adult meals. There are just over 2,100 adult staff members in the district, and we serve just under 500 adult staff lunches on an average each day. We're pleased to have so many positive adult role models surrounding our students each day at lunch. School lunch is designed to meet 1/3 of the daily calories for the student in each age group. It is estimated that 23 million children and teens are overweight or obese. Remember that President Truman saw the health of our school children as a national security risk? Well, 66 years later, one could say that we are still facing a national security risk because our entire population must be healthy enough to learn and perform on the job to compete and produce within our own country as well as on a global scale. We at Champs Cafe recognize the important role we have in developing lifelong healthy eating habits in our students and are proud that we've made incremental nutritional changes over time for our customers so that we are in alignment with the USDA requirements while serving foods that our students and customers enjoy. We would like to present a school lunch What's Cooking pin to the board members and superintendent to wear to promote healthy meals that you offer at our Champs Cafe restaurants. And we certainly thank you for your support of our program.
I'll move the warmer. Our next presentation this evening is from Mr. Rick Duckworth, Director of Transportation.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Superintendent, Attorney Young, I am delighted today to present 3 outstanding students to you, but let me give you a little background. Every year, the National Association of Pupil Transportation selects a theme for that year to emphasize an aspect of safety in school bus transportation. Then they go out nationwide and they invite students to create the poster that will represent the theme for that year. This year the theme was Stand Back from the Yellow and Black. In Charlotte County, in one category, we took 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place in that category for the safety posters, and I am thrilled to death, and that's for the state of Florida. The winner, the 1st place poster, will be going to the National Association's meeting later this month and compete for the national recognition. But out of all of the posters submitted in the state of Florida, we took 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place in a category, and I just think that speaks highly of the quality of the students and the guidance of the teachers that we have in this county. I am delighted, I am honored, and I'm somewhat in awe to ask Gifford and Gifford to join me at the front, if they would, please. Both of Principals Gifford are here because one of the students was at Liberty last year when she created the poster, but has graduated to Murdoch. And so it was a great opportunity for us to get 2 schools involved in this recognition as opposed to just Liberty. However, all 3 of the students were attending Liberty, and Mr. Gifford gets those bragging rights at the time that the poster was created. So I'd like to introduce, if I may, the 3rd place winner, Ms. Laura Sheelatz, if she would come up, please. This is what Laura's poster looked like. And Laura, in addition to a letter from FAPT, received $25. Our 2nd place winner is Mr. Jonathan Butler, if he would please come up. This was Mr. Butler's award-winning entry. Thank you. And the 1st place winner, whose poster will be going to the National Association of Pupil Transportation competition, is Miss Mackenzie Spong, if you would please come up. Thank you. And congratulations to all three. What a great job.
Let's give these kids another hand. Great job. I'm going to ask Mr. Jerry Olivo, our Assistant Superintendent for District Services, to come up with the next presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Whitaker. I'd like to ask Mr. Herleen and his procurement team to join us as well. Madam Chairman, school board members, Dr. Whitaker, it is with great pride that I share with you this evening your procurement department's purchasing department has earned the 17th Annual Achievement of Excellence Award for 2012. The Achievement of Excellence in Procurement Award recognizes organizational excellence in procurement. Public and nonprofit organizations earn the award by obtaining a high application score based on standardized criteria. The judging criteria are designed to measure innovation, professionalism, e-procurement, productivity, and leadership attributes of the procurement function. The Achievement of Excellence in Procurement Award is sponsored by the National Procurement Institute, the California Association of Public Procurement Officials, the Florida Association of Public Procurement Officials, FAFPO, the Institute for Supply Management, the Institute for Public Procurement, the National Association of State Procurement Officials, and the National Association of Educational Procurement. This award accurately and objectively reflects the health of the county's procurement function. It validates the fact that your organization is dedicated to continuous improvement and challenges them to measure themselves consistently against the criteria set forth in the award and to make the appropriate changes. By attaining the AEP award, we can be confident that we here at Charlotte County Public Schools are offering efficient and effective procurement services to all our internal and external customers in this ever-changing environment. Moreover, Charlotte County Public Schools is one of only 20 government agencies in Florida and only one of 17 school districts in the United States to receive the award in 2012. It is with great, great honor and privilege that I ask Mr. Herleen and his purchasing team, who are represented here this evening, Ms. Debbie Faber, Mr. Mike Pershing, Ms. Kim Ireland, and Ms. Kara Cassell, to present to you the award and respectfully request that it be displayed proudly among the numerous achievements reflecting Charlotte County Public School achievements throughout the years. Mr. Herleen? And folks, if you would go by and shake the board members' hands, that would be great. Thank you so much.
Our next recognition this evening is going to be presented to us by Carrie Blackwell-Hussey and Sue Seifert.
This is kind of fun. Madam Chairman, Mr. Superintendent, Ms. Young, and board members, I'm very pleased to present to you Carrie Blackwell-Hussey, Executive Director of United Way. She's doing an absolutely fabulous job, and we're very proud of the fact that she's one of our very own. Homegrown, got her good start with Mrs. Miller in first grade, and went on to graduate from Sally Jones, Punta Gorda Middle, and Charlotte High School.
Yes, thank you. I am a proud graduate of Charlotte County Public Schools, and I'm delighted to be here today because we all adore this county, and we all know that supporting these children is the beginning of great things for our community, but it also continues all the good and hard work that we're all doing. What I have here is an award for the You Are Consistently, one of the top 10 campaigns that we run with the United Way. And as you know, the United Way, we believe that we can improve the community by focusing on education, income and resources, and health. And education is a huge part of what we do. More than half of the organizations that we fund and support are education programs. I'm delighted to say that one of your very own, who retired, is now one of ours. Sue Seifert is one of our board members, and I'm also very proud to say that Dr. Whitaker is a current board member with us as well. So our relationship is strong. We appreciate your support so very much. It means a lot. And as we are kicking off our campaign, we look forward to doing all of this again because, as we all know, the need is greater now than ever. And so we appreciate your support, and we want to take the time today to say thank you and congratulations.
As the board members make their way back up to the dais, I'm going to ask Ms. Maureen Watts, our principal at Baker, to come and do, I don't know, Maureen, if you have a resolution or just a presentation for National Head Start Month.
Just an awareness.
Okay.
Madam Chairwoman, school board members, Superintendent Whitaker, and Attorney Young. Head Start is a 47-year-old program that came out of the Johnson administration's War on Poverty and Social Programs. And Charlotte County Public School had the foresight to see the importance of early childhood education 47 years ago and was one of the original 2000 grantees. And the school district has held that grant ever since. Ronald Reagan in 1982 declared October as Head Start Awareness Month. Ronald Reagan said that perhaps the most significant factor in the success of Head Start has been the involvement of parents, volunteers, and the community. And their commitment and the services provided by the Head Start staff have been instrumental in creating a quality program that truly provides young children with a head start in life. Since the inception in 1965, Head Start has opened the window of opportunity for 28 million children and their families nationwide. This is a comprehensive program for children and families where family service workers help parents set sustainable goals for the future that include, but are not limited to, employment, parenting, education, and housing. As educators, we know that children learn more in their first 5 years of life than any other time, and Head Start gives them that foundation to succeed in school and in life. We thank Charlotte County Public Schools for having the vision that early childhood education is important and a stepping stone to future success. Today, Charlotte County Public School has 295 students enrolled in the Head Start program and 60 pregnant moms, infants, and toddlers in the Early Head Start program. And this month, I encourage you or welcome you as you visit the elementary schools to stop by, and Baker, to stop by a Head Start classroom. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen.
Moving down the agenda, Mr. Superintendent, do we have any old business?
No, there's no old business this evening.
All right, so under new business, the consent agenda.
It's my pleasure to bring the consent agenda to you this evening and request board approval of that agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the consent agenda as presented. Yes, Mr. Swift.
I just have one question about one item on the consent agenda. The under contracts and agreements, Mr. Herleen, the Bay Area Schools Purchasing Consortium in a local agreement. And my question is not really about that agreement, but about the Florida Education School Purchasing Consortium agreement as well, and if we've had any success with that, and what do you see as the future of that consortium?
Thank you for asking. We are going to continue working with that consortium, and this agreement, we had our board attorney review, Mike McKinley, and we saw that the two are not mutually exclusive and that the two can work together. And so, you know, the agreements that would come from either of the consortium agreements, which would be useful for our district, we would utilize, you know, whichever agreement. Because, and when I say agreement, I mean from which other consortium, because each consortium might bring different agreements to the table that our district may have needs for. And so we would evaluate, depending on what they bring forth, and utilize that would be the best interest of our district.
Thank you. I'm concerned about the viability of the Florida Education Purchasing Consortium just because of the difficulty we've had in getting it up and running and getting business officers and school board attorneys around the state to sanction it if that's the appropriate term. But I think it presents a tremendous opportunity for all school districts to save money in that they get ahead of rather than piggybacking off of somebody else's bid, they're getting ahead of it by increasing the quantities that are being ordered and hopefully getting a better price because of it. Thank you for your answer. I appreciate it.
All right.
Any further board discussion? Please register your votes. Did you get yours registered, Eileen, or no?
Yes.
Oh.
I did. I just can't get
We're
the
waiting on this
agenda.
one. Oh, there we go. All right. Motion carries. Next item is the action agenda. The first item under the action agenda is the reduction in retainage, which for those of us who have been a part of the construction projects for the last umpteen years, we're familiar with. But Mr. Superintendent, if you can introduce it to the crowd.
Yes, I'm requesting school board approval of the reduction in retainage for the Punta Gorda Center Maintenance and Operations Facility Surplus Store and Clinic remodel from 10% to 5%.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the reduction in retainage from 10% to 5%. Register your votes, please. And that motion carries. Next item is personnel action, Mr. Superintendent.
I'm pleased to bring to you the personnel action requests this evening and request school board approval of this action.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the personnel action as presented. Is there any board discussion? And we have a lot of job descriptions on there. Seeing none. We're going to register our votes when we have the opportunity. Just got to have it catch up. No. Does anyone have it?
No.
All right, can we just go ahead, all in favor signify by saying aye?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Next item is the item that we added to the agenda, which is the Florida School Board Association's resolution in opposition to proposed Amendment 8. And Mr. Superintendent, this is a Florida School Board Association resolution,
Yes.
but I'll go ahead and ask for a recommendation.
I'm going to recommend that you vote in support of the Florida School Board Association resolution in opposition to the proposed Amendment 8.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded that we support the resolution which is in opposition to proposed Amendment 8. Board discussion.
A grossly misleading name of an amendment if I ever heard one, because this is nothing to do with religious freedom.
Yes.
So I'm happy to vote yay.
Further board discussion? Just for the record, I would like to note that the League of Women Voters has recommended voting no on all proposed amendments that you'll be finding on your ballot in November, and I think that's a pretty strong statement from the League of Women Voters. Any other board discussion? Seeing none? You guys have an opportunity to vote, because mine didn't come up yet.
Mine did.
Mine did.
It did?
Mhm.
Oh, now I got it, okay.
Mine didn't.
Please register your votes. And, oh, okay, that motion carries unanimously. Next item is citizen comments. Ms. Dow, do we have any are there any citizens who wish to speak before the board this evening? All right, seeing none. Attorney comment, Ms. Young? Nothing tonight. Board member comments. Ms. Miller?
The only thing I'm going to say is I'm going to make an appointment with Chris Press this week to wear this iPad. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Vincent?
Well, Greg Harleen left, but I wanted to make a point to.
over
Oh, he's
there.
hiding. Oh, he's hiding behind Seeger. Sorry. Just wanted to, again, say how happy we are with you and how proud we are of that. It's a big deal, and I don't know that we emphasized enough during the presentation. One of 20 municipalities in the state of Florida, one of 17 school districts in the entire country to get this. People always want to know what we're doing with their tax dollars, and wise procurement practices is probably the best thing we can throw back at them. So I just wanted to thank you and congratulate you and pass it on to your staff. One more kudo from me on the board. And then the other thing, just for a little levity, Terry, I was going over the agenda, and my daughter, who's a fourth grader at Meadow Park, came in and said, what's on the agenda? And I was trying to find something she might care about. And I said, it's National School Lunch Week. And she went, And I said, the head of the whole school lunch program is going to be there. I said, what should I tell her? And she said, tell her Wednesdays are always bad. So I was looking, teriyaki dippers, turkey and gravy. Just wanted to pass on what a 9-year-old's perspective is, that, which means apparently that Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday are good. So be happy with that. So, thank you.
Mr. Swift.
I'd like to piggyback on Mr. Vincent's compliments to Mr. Helene. If anything is going to get a district bad publicity, it's going to be a mess up in a purchasing situation. We've been fortunate over the years to have had a very strong purchasing department. It has only grown under your leadership. And this recognition is just an awesome accomplishment for a district our size, because we have to accomplish the same things that the bigger districts do with 40 or 50 people doing it, and we have a very few doing it. So it's again, a tremendous accomplishment. You and all of your people have every right to be as proud as they can be of that accomplishment. And I certainly am proud of all of you for what you do for us and for our kids each and every day. I'm going to be attending the next 2 days the fall retreat of the Florida School Board's Insurance Trust. There's a couple of items that are going to come up that are of concern to this district. And one is the marketing of the school health insurance program. The trust and Willis have hired a person who is dedicated to marketing the health insurance trust. There are a couple of other districts that are interested, and we should be getting updates on where that is progressing for the beginning of next year. There should also be some other updates on the expansion of the possible expansion of the trust into other districts. We are in search of a risk
Partner of any
manager.
kind? I'm sorry, you said we are in search of, and I said a partner of any kind.
Well, that for the insurance program, or the health insurance program, certainly. But the trust is looking for the equivalent title of executive director is risk manager. And we did a search. 3 people were called in to interview. One withdrew because he took another job right before the interview. The other 2 people were interviewed, and neither one was chosen. Oh. So we're actively recruiting from some people who are recognized in Florida to be excellent in that particular facet of school business. And we're hoping to have somebody on board right around the first of the year. So that's going to be a good thing. Monday evening, I believe it's at 7 o'clock, I will be doing a community forum on Amendment 8 at the Congregational United Church of Christ on Aquia. I hope there'll be some people that will come and be interested in hearing an expanded version of what I did for Delta Kappa Gamma last week. So that is all I have, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. Ms. Rendell.
Thank you. Because I will not be at our next meeting, November 13th, and because that meeting will be Mrs. Messina's last meeting ever on the school board, I will be saying my goodbyes to her this evening. Mrs. Messina, we began our time together on this board 12 years ago, both of us wanting to make some changes, both of us wanting to improve education in our school district and in the community, and I think that that's what has happened these last 12 years. I think we have a school district that we can really be proud of. We have been through a lot together. We've been through a hurricane, we've been through 3 different superintendents, a couple of school board members, and 6 or 7 newly built schools, and many other things. And we have learned a lot along the way in these 12 years. Andrea, I thank you for your service and your leadership and your real devotion to public education. It's interesting that you wrote a letter to the editor this past July endorsing a candidate for office, and in it you describe a public servant, and I would like to quote you.
This could be trouble.
Public servants tend to look through the lens of how other people's highest needs are being served. They run for office to satisfy a desire to help others, to devote themselves to serving and working to meet the needs of a community or region, and or to find solutions to an issue or cause. Andrea, you are really writing about yourself. You are a true public servant in every sense of the word. You have worked for a higher purpose, to meet the needs of our students and the community and not your own. And I respect and admire you for it, and I will miss you being on this board.
Wow.
I'm happy to have served with you, and I wish you the best of luck as you transition to your full-time position, Florida School Boards Association, and giving you yet another opportunity to help public education. So,
Thank you.
farewell.
Appreciate that.
But we will be seeing you.
I'm a little verklept.
You still have one more
I
meeting
know,
here,
but-
so this is not the final.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. I wasn't expecting it. I wanted to thank Terry Whitaker and the Delta Kappa Gamma organization for hosting the first annual conversation on education. And I know, Mrs. Miller, you're a member of that organization, as are others sprinkled throughout. It was really an interesting evening, and I thought it was well attended. I was honored and privileged to have been asked to help moderate the evening, and I really thought it went well. Mr. Swift provided some information on the amendments. Dr. Whitaker provided color commentary, and if you weren't here, you really did miss an important conversation. And I really am going to look forward to seeing those, how they kind of grow over the years. So thank you for inviting me to be a part of that. I wanted to mention to the board that I did attend the Greater Florida Consortium Legislative Platform meeting last week. And the proposed platform you should have found in your email from Mr. Sarah. I've asked Ms. Dow to get that on the November agenda. Some of you are going to be gone out of town, but if you have any items that you want to pull from that, just let Mrs. Dow know, because any items that get pulled, we will not move forward. And finally, I wanted to mention that for those of you who were not at our workshop this morning, we had a very good conversation about the superintendent's evaluation and about a board evaluation, self-assessment, and evaluation. And you know, one of the things that we specifically talked about was that the purpose of an evaluation is to improve and to make better. And so I think as you have seen the teacher evaluations evolve and then the leadership evaluations evolve, you're going to also see that reflection in both the superintendent's evaluation and the board's approach to their own evaluation. So it's something that you can look forward to and that I was excited about because I thought it was a good conversation today. Mr. Superintendent.
Just two things tonight. Again, I want to reiterate the event last week, the conversation about education and Kappa Delta Gamma. I was very pleased with the turnout. A lot of people came. I didn't think of my role as color commentator, but it was enjoyable. It was a good conversation, hopefully beneficial for those who were in attendance. And I also look forward to future events of that nature. Also want to make note that Karen Candiani, Embry-Riddle Director of Charlotte Aerospace Institute, was recognized by Women in Aviation International for her role in educating future aviation professionals. So hats off to Karen in that role. And if you know Karen, you know she's a very high energy woman who is very passionate about our Embry-Riddle program here in Charlotte County. So congratulations to her. That's all I have.
Thank you. And I would be remiss if I didn't welcome two of our newest Charlotte County residents, Dr. and Mrs. Whitaker. So thank you, and we look forward to having you as neighbors.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other business to come before the board tonight? Meeting adjourned.